Welcome back. Now, in a moment, we'll be looking at the website that's handing the power back to the people. But first, no visit to Seoul would be complete without a look at the coolest new gadgets in this cutting-edge city. Now, if you want to find the latest gear, you come straight here to Yongsan. It's Seoul's largest electronics market. And to find the most innovative products, you come here to the handset section. For example, this is an MP3 phone, which is all the rage here in South Korea. This model is from LG. It can store up to 200 songs on it. All you have to do is press play and rock out, all in stereo because there are 2 speakers on this thing. Now, up next, we have your camera phones. Now, camera phones, been there, done that, but have you ever seen a 5-megapixel camera phone? This is a phone that effectively replaces your digital camera, but this will set you back around $1,000. This model from Samsung. In addition to Samsung, another digital camera phone. This one is not 5 megapixels like the last model, it's 3.2. But what's interesting about this model is it has an optical zoom lens on it, so you can actually take nice close-up shots. Last but not least, we have the DMB phone. DMB means digital media broadcast, and this one's from Samsung. This phone actually lets you watch TV on the go. Now, these are not downloads. This is, in fact, you're watching real-time TV on your cell phone. Now, right now, you can only watch about 3 stations here in South Korea, but it's early days yet, as this service just launched earlier this year. Some incredible gear there. Now, South Korea also has some of the best net surfing in the world. Almost everyone around me has a way to access the internet at super speeds. Broadband has touched almost every aspect of life here in South Korea, from education to business to the media. Now, one website has paved the way for a new kind of journalism, where every reader can be a reporter, and the establishment is being forced to take notice. It's a typical newsroom in downtown Seoul. Reporters rush to meet deadlines. Editors eye the copy for mistakes. But in this newsroom, some of the stories are being filed from a lingerie shop. Just outside Seoul, Lee Yunhwa is preparing for a winter sale. But when there's free time, she hits the keyboard. Lee is a citizen reporter for Oh My News.
The public wasn't aware that small business owners were suffering so badly, but after my article went out, people were able to really see that small business owners were having difficulty just making ends meet.
It's this kind of voice that draws 500,000 visitors a day. Most are young and male, but nearly all are tech-savvy Koreans out to challenge the elite. Political observers say Oh My News influenced the election of outsider President Roh Moo-hyun, and it was no coincidence that No granted his first post-election interview to the site. Oh Yun-ho is the founder. He manages a team of 50 reporters and editors and heads a legion of citizen reporters, 36,000 of them.
Our slogan is every citizen is a reporter. So we created a new kind of journalism. We call it 21st century journalism, two-way journalism.
Roughly 150 stories are published each day. If a contribution is deemed extra newsworthy, the editors give it higher billing and a token $20 fee. So what do these citizen reporters write about? Well, musings on daily life, political essays, and media criticism, attacks on major dailies like the Chosun Ilbo, one example of the mainstream press here that is overwhelmingly conservative. But charges of bias don't end at the press stand. Media analyst Yoon Yong-chul says a lot of the content on Oh My News is simply not balanced.
They don't want to be objective. They don't pretend to be objective. So what's more important for them is to make it clear your viewpoint and advocate a certain group of people.
Provoking the ire of some. 4 libel cases have been filed against the site, but Oh has no apologies.
Our citizen reporters reporting maybe seem to very unprofessional. But I think that's the merit of Oh My News citizen reporters writing. they don't follow the professional reporters' media logic. They do their own style.
Still, advertisers like LG Electronics support Oh My News, and the site says it's profitable thanks to online ads, sales of news content, and a tipping service that allows readers to reward their favorite writers. Lee's articles have earned her $5,000 in tips, but this citizen reporter says she's not in it for the money.
글쎄 어떤 걸 배웠다 하면은
By writing, I've been able to look more closely at my own surroundings and take a more proactive view of things.
And earn the confidence with each keystroke that her voice matters. Another online revolutionary is former MTV host Adam Curry. A self-confessed technology obsessive, Curry has now shifted his attention to something that could change conventional radio forever. Sparks' Jim Bolden caught up with him to try to unravel the craze that is podcasting.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Source Code. Today is Wednesday, the 1st of February. This comes from Greg in Boston. It says, love Rasputina. Maybe you'd like to regale your audience with yet another cover. For your consideration attached, You Don't Owe Me by Klaus Nomi.
We're talking about a phenomenon that's, less than a year old. Can you explain the history, the origins of podcasting?
The first thing that's really different with podcasting is we have this extra device that kind of appeared on the radar screen called the MP3 player, or as we popularly know it today, the iPod. There's 10 million iPods. Those are Apple's own numbers. I'm just going to guess that maybe there's 30 million other MP3 devices that pretty much do the same thing. People were already using these. They were using them in their commute, during shopping, walking the dog. Here's a great jukebox. It's the Walkman of the 21st century. Take it with you. Everything is built around music. We've taken this technology and found something completely different to do with it, which no one thought of. So the next 40 minutes, I'll bring you a couple of promos, got some pod-safe music. We got some techno bits to talk about as well. As usual, a show about nothing.
How do you make money from podcasting?
Creating a podcast is, although if you're a little bit versed in the computer, is not that hard to do. But is it simple? No way. You know, it is not drag and drop and you're done yet. It should be that easy, where you just click a button, you talk, and it's gone. Very much like weblogs work today. It took about 7 years for weblogs to get to push-button publishing. So if you could actually have someone in their car on their commute listening to a program for half an hour, wow, you're competing with drive time radio. That means that you can underwrite it, sponsor it, advertise. Yeah, I think there'll be many ways to make money.
You've said that podcasting will become much easier in a couple of months. How so?
Every computer these days comes with a microphone, but no software to record anything. There's plenty of software that will come with your computer to create music. I think that's pretty cool. But we're kind of forced now into using that software to create a different type of audio programming, and it's not really applicable. So that just has to get easier. And it'll happen, but it won't take years. I think it'll take months before we have some good stuff. This is, for me, is like the web going from silent movies to talkies. You know, this is big. This is, all of a sudden, there's a whole new playing field of stuff to do. We've kind of been programmed to audio. Well, that's basically, it's radio, and radio sounds like this, everybody. Hey, how you doing? Or it sounds like this on WLTW, Light FM. You know, it doesn't sound like normal people. And we'll be back with more promos, pod-safe tunes, and some techno bits. That's it for me. Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Coming up on the show, we're tuning into cyber gaming. It's a national phenomenon here in South Korea and with huge global business potential.